Hey guys, my name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando, and we've got the PDFs. They're out a day early, and it looks like the talons of the Emperor have been clipped badly. So, we have rules for the Custodes, and they're a mixed bag. The Telemon Dreadnought's really good, everything else is just kind of mid. It's up and down all over the place. But the real one that's the gut punch is the Sisters of Silence. And Sisters have been one of my favourite armies since the release of the Burning of Prospero box set. In fact, actually, since the Visions of Heresy art books came out back in, I think, like 2012. Where they had loads and loads of artwork of them. Big hair, big swords, weird looking faces. Lots of like really intense staring eyes, just fantastic John Blanche artwork. Lots of stuff with them killing Thousand Suns. They were just fantastic, all in all. And in 2.0, they had a wonderful army list that was full of character. It had lots of things that you'd imagine sort of the forces that would be pursuing witches would carry. Lots of flamers, lots of like attack dogs, they had jet bikes, that sort of thing. They were missing a couple of things, the iconic Grav Rhino that shows up in artwork for them several times, and they didn't really have anything other than this one single Forge World tank you can see on screen at the moment, which was a little disappointing because I would have loved to have seen them having things like Land Raiders too. Well, that's all gone. They have been condensed down to Jenna Kroll, the Forge World kit, a single HQ that can be made from one of the plastic kits, the named character, I think, that comes with the Custode, and then a unit of Sisters, plus this tank, again, from Forge World. The only benefit is they've done what they should be doing to most kits, which is this Sisters unit is one unit, and it basically just says the entire unit can have bolters, the entire unit can swap their bolters for bolt pistols, or they can swap them for swords or flamers, which is what a lot of units should be doing. That's one entry. We don't need 4 data cards for one entry with different options. You should have destroyers. These destroyers may take assault packs, not 2 entries. It takes up too much space. But they have been gutted. They have lost their jet bikes. They've lost their silent judge. They've lost their animal handler. I can't remember the names for all of them. I'm far too retarded for that. They've lost everything. Absolutely everything. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, they got no minis, so they don't get no rules. Well, I don't care. And Games Workshop has not been consistent on that. And they've sucked at every single turn. And the entire it'll be in the PDFs, bro, trust me, sort of side of this argument should be eating humble pie by now, because these PDFs suck. The errata has come out as well. The errata's the hilarious one. Tartarus Terminators don't get power fists. Oh, they'll be in the PDF, bro. They'll be in the PDF. And the PDF comes out, and they mention, there'll be Tartarus Siege Terminators with their power fists and thunderhammers, and you're like, great. So why does the errata say they can have their power fists back? Yeah. The Gorgon Terminators have got their combi bolters back, which is nice as well. Am I the only one that thinks a day 1 errata, a patch for a printed book on day 0, not even day 0, day -1, is unacceptable? This all should have been spotted by an editor before you signed off that this book was in a gold state for print. Every single point in the errata, all 6 pages of it, should have been spotted before this was sent to print. There's zero reason, that you do not do enough playtesting to spot all of this and go, good one. We missed the bit that says you can't use psychic weapons unless you're a psyker. And the Gal Vorbak, yeah, they got psychic weapons, but they're not psychers. Hey, guess what's not mentioned in the errata? Yeah. All of this should be picked up in playtesting. I'm clinically retarded and I can pick this up. Come on, people. I've got the paperwork to prove it. It's not difficult. You hire what's called an editor. You have had many of them throughout the years. They're expensive, but they're worth it. And honestly, this is the sort of things like we're doing a lot of this at the moment in the gaming community, where we are going out and we're getting involved with the litigation side of things, and we're going to places like the European courts. And as much as I'm not a big fan of Europe, they do have a lot of power politically, and they come along and they say things like, "Hey, this business practice is unacceptable. Fix it," and they have to. And that's the sort of thing we should be doing. And I know it sounds really silly getting the government involved because Games Workshop sent out a PDF. But no, it's not about that. It's about the principle of the fact that they are selling a product in a state that requires fixing before it's been sold. You should not have to put up with that. You, buying a print book, should be able to know that the book you have picked up is not riddled with spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes, rules errors. Especially when it's going to be used for things like tournaments that might possibly have a monetary prize attached to them. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to start any petitions, but I'm just saying that's the sort of thing that we as a community should be looking at and going, no, this is totally and utterly unacceptable for you to release an unfinished product and expect us to not just pay, but pay a premium for it. Or I'll accept that you just come out and publicly say that you're not the leading miniatures company in the world anymore. Let's get rid of that little line, guys, because clearly you're not. You're mid. You're mid. So yeah. The errata has come out, the talons of the Emperor have come out, the legacies PDF have come out. You can reach them or get them all over here on the Warhammer Community website. And yes, we'll be getting a book for them, and yes, there's going to be more units available. There are clearly going to be massive plastic releases for the Talons of the Emperor, and you know what, that's absolutely fine going forward. If they want to come out, give me everything that was the Sisters 2.0 Codex in plastic kits, I'll come out here and I'll say, hey, isn't this fantastic? Isn't this brilliant? I really like all this. Now, I preface that with saying that, if I like them, because there is a very good chance that they come out with some awful looking models. But, aesthetically, if they fit the same aesthetic as the current Sisters of Silence, they fit the artwork that's been established, and it's not a 20% pay, cost increase, yeah, I'm sure I'll come out here and say, these are great, I really like them, I plan on getting all of these. But I tell you what, I bet they won't. I bet Sisters will just keep getting relegated and shuffled off a little bit more and a little bit more until they're just not there anymore. And we'll get our wonderful Custodes, and they'll try and take the limelight. And I bet not many people will collect them. Or they'll convert them into Sisters of Silence. So yeah. Day 0 patch. Game's not even out. Think that's acceptable? Because I don't. Anyway, guys, it's the weekend. You made it. Congratulations. Sorry for moaning at the end of the week. And lastly, I do have to apologise. I have to get on my knees and say to you guys that I am so very, very sorry. But I did break and order the Saturnine box set from Wayland Games, because I worked out that it was going to be cheaper to buy it that way than it was from a recaster. Well, I wanted the Mark II and the turret anyway, so that's fine. But I'm still not going to play 3.0. So, yes. Let me know. Are you a Sisters player? I know there's only about 3 of you out there. Are you a Talons of the Emperor collector? How have these documents left you? Are you looking forward to starting new armies? Are you going to be buying another Telemann Dreadnought? Pop them down in the comment. Let's have a conversation. And if you really want to berate me for purchasing my Saturnine box set, why don't you give me a weakling? Type weakling down in the comments. Alright guys, have a great weekend. Bye bye.